Welcome to Vegan Ultra. I'm your inspiration guide, Adam Gallus, on this epic quest for health, hope, and happiness, in which I try to inspire my family and anyone watching this on YouTube by doing 2 marathons every week for a year and dropping 150 pounds on a whole food vegan diet in just 12 months, all while documenting it for you. Today is the introduction to a blue zone lifestyle and how it can get you potentially 66 extra years of remarkable health and vitality. So let me show you what I mean about science-based magic and nutrition-fueled sorcery. You may have heard about the famous blue zones, which are Loma Linda, California, Okinawa, Japan, Sardinia, Italy, Ikaria, Greece, and Nicoya, Costa Rica. The 6th is now Singapore, but blue zones are places with the highest concentrations of centenarians, people living over 100. Super centenarians are people living over 110, and there's about 300 of them in the world. Most of them live in the blue zones. Now, the unofficial blue zones are places where people live a long time, very healthy, but because they don't have quite the birth records, they can't really confirm they're centenarians. But we have places like Abkhazia in the Caucasus, where people in their 90s are healthier than Americans in their 40s. We have Vilcabamba, Ecuador, where basically heart disease and dementia are basically unheard of. We have places like the Hunza of Pakistan, where they eat a whole lot of fruit, and cancer, diabetes, and asthma are basically non-existent. And of course, the Okinawans, famous for eating 50% sweet potatoes, 85% carbs, the single highest concentration of centenarians, even to this day. What is the main difference between these blue zones and Americans? Well, look at the standard American diet. 12% whole food vegan food. So vegetables, fruits, grains, legumes, seeds, nuts. Basically the good stuff that we evolved eating, compared to 65 to 85%. Look at the fat, between 6 and 20% versus 35 for Americans. 1 to 10% animal proteins versus 26% for Americans. Zero processed food versus 62%. Remember, 88% of what Americans are eating is basically processed foods and unhealthy animal proteins. Remember, doctors actually recommend eating 90% healthy and 10% occasional junk food. Americans do it the reverse. And the effects, basically no obesity or overweight in the blue zones, while Americans are 66% overweight and obese, and the CDC estimates that could go as high as 85% by 2050. And you can see the total difference between a whole food plant-based vegan diet, even a Mediterranean 90% plant-based diet, and the keto carnivore diet. Oh my goodness, no cholesterol versus a ton of cholesterol, very low fat, all the protein you need, 2 to 3 times the concentration of vitamins and minerals compared to even a Mediterranean diet, and about 64 times more antioxidants and minerals and vitamins than animal protein. So all this very interesting, but what are the benefits of a blue zone vegan lifestyle? Well, we can see it in the data. Now, the Seventh-day Adventists, these are people who, for religious reasons, don't drink, don't smoke, exercise. The only difference between them is their diet. You can see that the only group in America to have a healthy weight range are the vegans. And take a look at diabetes. Even basically on a perfect optimal diet, lifestyle other than diet, still close to 8% type 2 diabetes compared to 2.9% for the vegans. And keep in mind that this includes some junk food vegans. Now, if we actually look at their risks of things like type 2 diabetes, 50% less risk and 80% less risk of overall diabetes, 50% less heart disease, 75% less hypertension, and 15% lower all-cause mortality. What does that mean? Roughly 12 extra years of life. And remember, those years are going to be amazing. So people understand, okay, studies are great. Let's give you some stories so that you can remember some life-changing people. Fauja Singh, Blue Zone Vegan, 89 years young. He starts running at an age most people won't even live to. He was doing marathons till the age of 100. And even today, at the age of 112, he runs 5 miles 3 times per week, no dementia, living independently and thriving. Oh, and here's Mike Frazier, 100 years old, breaking records doing marathons. This is a man who has done 27 ultra marathons in his life. And of course, most of us, we're not going to be ultra athletes. But take a look at these Blue Zone vegans. How many people do you know who can be 75 and look like they're in their 40s? And of course, I've gone through exactly why Blue Zone vegans statistically look around 33 years younger. These are, of course, all the medical and longevity benefits. Just a summary, just a taste of what Blue Zone veganism can do. And you might be wondering, though, wait a minute, didn't you say I could live 66 years longer while being super healthy? And isn't veganism about 12 years? Yes, it is. It is the nutrition-fueled sorcery, but we got to add 10 other lifestyle choices that make up the entire Blue Zone vegan lifestyle. That will get you not just a few years. I'm talking decades, extra life. And remember, you'll be living long, dying fast, and loving every minute of it. You won't be sick and decrepit. You will be thriving until the end. This is what nature intended for all of us. This is a gift that all of us can experience if you just give it a chance. Thank you so much for joining me today. Later today in part 2 of this series, I'll show you the other 10 steps of the Blue Zone vegan lifestyle that can help you live potentially those 66 extra years. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video to help other people find it on YouTube, and please consider friending me on Facebook, where I have a lot more information about the incredible benefits of a Blue Zone vegan lifestyle. This truly is science-based magic and nutrition-fueled sorcery that's helped me to lose 82 pounds in 4 months, on the way to losing 150 pounds and keeping it off while doing 2,700 miles of walking in a single year, just to show the benefits of what the human body can accomplish when we treat it right.